To the Bronx now, a manhunt underway for the attackers who shot and killed two men in a parking lot in Torres this morning. This after a violent weekend in the borough. Specifically, 3 people were shot. Another person was stabbed following the Bronx Dominican Parade yesterday on the Grand Concourse. Eyewitness News reporter Joe Torres live in Fordham as the search continues for those responsible for that post-parade violence. Joe?
Sandra, it is so often true. People don't remember facts as much as they remember stories. So when they hear the mayor recite facts about the reduction in crime and in shootings, and they compare those numbers to their stories regarding life experiences here in the Bronx, well, the two are diametrically opposed, and those people point to the last 24 hours as an example. One day after the Bronx Dominican Parade, the NYPD returned to the Grand Concourse, not to investigate a shooting or a stabbing, but to pick up the police barriers that lined the parade route. But the violence that marred the festive celebration still sits top of mind for many of the people who live here.
It's supposed to be a day where you have fun, celebrate your country, and bad things happen. So it's like, when are you gonna stop? You know?
Yesterday's violence happened during a 90-minute span shortly after the conclusion of the parade. 2 people shot and injured, and 1 person stabbed, all very close to the parade route along the Grand Concourse. Further away from the parade, another shooting injured a 23-year-old male. The gun violence continued into this morning with the fatal shooting of 2 young men in Torres. In each case, the gunman or attacker got away. The gun violence of yesterday and today came after a Sunday news conference organized by the mayor and police commissioner. Together, they announced historic reductions in the number of shootings across the 5 boroughs. They highlighted the NYPD's removal of 3,000 illegal guns taken off the streets in the first half of the year.
We are at the lowest number of shooting incidents and the lowest number of shooting victims ever recorded in New York City.
But back on the streets of the Bronx, the mayor's eye-opening facts and the people's everyday experiences represent 2 very different realities. In their eyes, crime now is just as bad as it was years and decades ago.
Things that he's saying are not true. There's more violence, more guns in these streets than ever.
I don't believe that there are that many differences from now compared to then when it comes to the way that crime occurs.
The shootings yesterday not far from the Grand Concourse, they were not fatal. The shootings this morning were deadly. 2 young men died. We'll have more on that coming up on our next reports on Eyewitness News at 5 o'clock and at 6 o'clock, and a little bit more on the juxtaposition between the facts from the mayor and the perspective of the people. In the Bronx, I'm Joe Torres, Channel 7. Eyewitness News.
Reality versus perception. Thank you very much, Joe.